I do indeed record these sessions. They will be sent to you in a recap following this class, as well as they get posted to a YouTube channel where you can reference those, as well as any of the other classes that I teach during the shelter-in-place period. For anybody that doesn't know me, my name is Anuj. I am the field marketing specialist here in Santa Cruz and Monterey County. And today we're going to be talking about saving your assets out of Listing Concierge V1 so you can utilize them in any kind of future modes of whether it be personal marketing, listing marketing, or some kind of a presentation piece. The goal being, you never know what assets might be useful to you in the future. So it's a good idea to get all of them saved and made easily usable for you in the future. So in my example, we're going to download everything to your computer, which will be about the same process regardless of whether you're using a PC or a Mac. And then the final step will be uploading the files from your computer to a cloud storage provider. In today's example, we are using OneDrive because that is the software included as a part of the Office 365 bundle that you guys have access to in CB Desk. So that's what we're going to use. But again, the process is basically the same regardless of what partner you choose to use, whether it be, Google Drive or iCloud or Dropbox, whatever the case may be. The workflow of it all is basically the same. Anybody that's taken any session with me knows that I talk a lot about workflow, and that's what we are going to focus on, because if you know what you need to get and you block it out properly, this whole process takes far less than about 30 minutes per listing. And whether you have 2 listings or 20 listings, you can have all of this done before the end of the month. A small little tidbit as to why this is being done, just in case nobody is, or if you're not 100% aware, the Listing Concierge platform was originally created by a software developer that Coldwell Banker had hired to create. And it turned out over the course of the time we've been launching the software, the changes that some of our agents wanted incorporated and some of the demands that the company had just weren't able to be met at the need that we had or our agents had. And also the foundation that software was built on wasn't necessarily going to work for what our agents wanted in the future. So Coldwell Banker has since redeveloped that software and will be launching it in-house. That's what we're calling VNew. So the current version that we're using is V1, and the new version that Coldwell Banker has developed in-house and then we will continue to maintain ourselves is what VNew is. And that's where we need to make sure any assets you have saved in this old version get maintained, because once that old version goes away, it's gone. All that being said, a couple of basic housekeeping tips. Please remain muted throughout the session. If you have any questions, feel free to utilize the chat if you're worried you're going to forget them. Otherwise, I open up the floor for questions at the end, and you're more than welcome to unmute yourself then. Other than that, let's go ahead and dive right in. First thing we're looking at, I'm going to go ahead and close my slide. We're going to start on our desktop because that's where everything's going to start from. As you'll notice, I've created a new folder. I'm going to bring it out here in the middle to make it easier to see. It is called Listing Concierge Assets. This folder is where I'm going to be saving all of my individual listings within as subfolders. So I created this folder by hitting right click, going to new, creating a folder, and I called it Listing Concierge Assets. When you open this folder, you will see I have got a handful of things in here. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. Well, okay. What we've got in here are, every listing that we've saved, basically, right? We've got all of them named out as different ones. And this is the one we're going to save together in my example. So again, if you needed to create a new subfolder in here, just right click, new, and this would be each of these folders will be a listing that you guys are saving for the potential use in the future. So what we're going to do is, in my example, this is the listing we're going to save together and download all of the assets to, is 125 32nd Avenue, Santa Cruz. So let's say that is the last one that we need to save also. Let's just pretend that all these other listing folders have everything they already need in them, and we're going to save this last one together. So obviously we go from CB Desk, and we're going from CB Desk into the Listing Concierge platform. Now that's where my tile is. Of course, these can be moved and rearranged based on your need. If you ever need to find a tile quickly, I just recommend going to the search in the top right. I'm gonna try and zoom in a little bit, but we've got a little find an app option here, and you just hit listing, and then all of a sudden everything that has listing in it will pop up. Concierge, there it is. When we get into that system, obviously I'm not an agent, so one of my agents was kind enough to let me use his account, and we're going to pretend I've already got this saved. I've already got my 123 fake street, 123 blank street, whatever we've got, and this is the last listing I need to go into. You can see all of your listings right here. You can also click on this order history button. I'm going to do that real quick, and this will give you all of the orders you purchased as well, and you can download that PDF, and we have it as a master history. You only need to do this once because it gives you all the orders you've purchased in the V1 platform. This is the first thing we've downloaded. Now everything's going to my downloads folder. I'm in Google Chrome. You get that lovely little arrow, and I can hit show in folder. It's going to take me right to my downloads folder where I've got order history. I am just going to left click and drag that, and we can move it into my Listing Concierge Assets folder. And I can just rename this by right clicking, rename, complete V1 order history or a nudge. And there we go. Got that nicely saved. So now we can back up the final listing because I've already gone through this checklist and we've gotten everything we need. But it's a good way to, remind yourself of what you need to save. I need to go back into Willie's profile really quick. So let's go back to the main menu. Now, every listing that you purchased obviously will have the package with it. We're going to download this gold package because obviously the listing I want is 125 32nd Avenue in Santa Cruz. Try and zoom that in a little bit. What we've got here is your listing dashboard. This will have everything associated with the order that you need to save. And the cool thing about this is a lot of it is fairly simple. The mailer, brochure, advertising, sold cards, flyers, all that stuff is saved in the same way. So we're going to start there after we do the photos, and then the links and videos we'll do in the end. So starting first, actually, let's go to photos. Now, this only applies to any of the photographers within the system. If you use somebody out of the system, they probably sent you your photos and you've got them somewhere else, so we're not going to talk about that. Any of our photographers that you use, everything gets uploaded into the system for you, and all you have to do is hit this select all button, and high res is what we're looking for. You're just going to download that by clicking on high res, and you will see the download start automatically. Only download the high resolution photos. You don't need the low resolution photos. There's rare an occasion you will ever need a low resolution photo, and in the case you do, you can turn a high resolution photo into a low resolution photo. You cannot go the other way around. That being said, that download has started and it is almost finished. So while we wait for that to finish, let's go back to our listing dashboard. Now that that download is complete, before we start the rest of it, I'm just going to minimize this and then show another way. We're going to just, again, I'm on a Windows machine. I'm going to go into my documents folder. This will allow me to get to my downloads. where I can then see my listing photos that I just saved. Again, I'm going to left click and hold, drag over, and I don't know if you guys can read that exactly, but it says move to 125 32nd Avenue, Santa Cruz. That is the listing these photos are associated with. I am going to let go of the left cursor on the mouse, and they will have now moved. We can see them in here. That is the first thing we've got saved in this folder. That is awesome. So it's a rinse and repeat now with the rest of these items. Let's go back into our listing dashboard, and let's look at the brochure. The marketing copy that we have approved, all of the photos that we've chosen, everything like that. This is the one that you had sent. This, just like the mailers and the sold postcards and everything, have a little gray arrow right underneath them that I'm hovering over that says download. When you click on that, just like you guessed, the download will start. Now, before we move that stuff over, let's go ahead and download a couple of other things. I'm going to go to the mailer. Just going to click on that. Boom. We're going to go to the advertisement, which again, this will show you what the ad looks like. It will not show you in context to the rest of the paper. It's always good if you want to use this as a talking point for future business opportunities to have a copy of one of the publications with you if possible. Try and save one from one of your listings, see if you can track one down. Otherwise, what you want to do is save this and make sure you save a copy of the list of the publications that it ran in. So in my area, if you use the Bay Area News Group, for example, you want to just note that here are the 10 papers that ran in. I digress. Moving on. And last but not least, let's say I really want my grab and go flyer. That was the one that's created. And again, the gray arrow, download, everything is saved. So now I've got 4 items I just downloaded. All right, let's go and copy those over into my Listing Concierge Assets folder, specifically into that subfolder for this address, 125 32nd Avenue in Santa Cruz. I'm going to go back to my listing dashboard just for like housekeeping, just to make it nice and neat when we come back. I am just going to minimize this and let's go back. I've got my Listing Concierge Assets folder still open. I am going to go into my downloads again. We're going to go into my File Explorer. I'm just going to go into my downloads. And as you can see, those 4 things I just downloaded are called preview and a ton of things. Preview and a bunch of numbers, right? Oh my God, what does that do for me? So now I'm going to go ahead and open one. See what it is. This is my grab and go flyer. So I'm going to right click, rename, flyer. This way you do yourself a ton of favors. You know exactly what you're looking at, and drag and move. Rinse and repeat. Next, this is my brochure. And again, having these digital means you can incorporate these things into Moxie presentations. You can show them just like I'm showing you guys stuff right now. You can have these kind of meetings with your clients and really leverage how your business is able to operate through this new climate in as full a capacity as possible. And again, anybody that's been in my kind of sessions, you know, people hear with their eyes. If you can show them something, it will resonate with them 1,000 times more than you telling them anything will. Being able to have a visual representation of what you're doing is paramount to the success of your business. That's why logos and branding are so important. That's what sticks with people. Now that was my mailer. And last but not least, newsprint ad. Awesome. So we've saved those assets. Go in here. I've got a ton of stuff already prepped for my listing. Let's go back to my dashboard. What else do I need? Now, what about some of the things that aren't as quickly downloaded, like your property website and a Matterport? This one is a gold package, so it didn't have one, but I have a different listing here. Matterports are like one of the add-on options you get as a platinum package. It's one you can purchase yourself. It gives you these 3D virtual renderings. These are clutch to make sure you save, but obviously you can't download them like you would a video. So what do you need to do? We want to grab this link and save it. So quickly, we're going back into our CB desk real quick, and it's going to be the first but not the only time we're going into this tile right here, Office 365 and email. Remember, I told you that's where our cloud storage partner will live also. You're going to want to stay signed in. Whatever your account is in CB Desk will be the account registered for your Microsoft Office software. You've got everything you need right here, including what we're going to use right now. We're going to put a pin in OneDrive. We'll come back to it later. Word is where we are looking for. And this is obviously Microsoft's word processor. It works just like it. We're going to go ahead and go to this item. I already had created one earlier, so I don't have to do the work again. But essentially, you would just create a new document. And call it. You can come up here and give it a name. Links for 125 32nd Avenue, Santa Cruz. V1. Whatever you want to call it. And start adding what you need. Like, for example, Matterport. I've already got it open here. I can Control-C or right-click, as you can see, copy. And then here, Control-V. It is now pasted and saved for future needs. Just like, as you can see, the, let's go back, the property website. Close this, I don't need that anymore. Let's go into our property website that was made. I can grab this URL and save it right from here. Again, or you can open it and save it from here for the purposes of, again, being able to show this off and utilize it as a part of future marketing for yourself. You just copy and paste things. Now, the TV ad is clutch because, again, why would you tell someone you have a TV ad when you can show them you have a TV ad and instead talk about where it runs? So we click on television and video. We click air date and YouTube video, and this is that link I copied and saved. Now, I have a whole YouTube class in and of itself, so I'm not going to get too far into that, but you want to make sure you can download this because you're going to be uploading it to your own YouTube channels and your own resources as well. Same thing, you can grab that share link. You can grab this link as well. I will include all of this in your recap. You don't have to worry. So, the obvious one, we've got it saved, but I will also give you the link to this website that will allow you to download that video for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and paste our video right here. Download the highest quality version, which is the 720p version. I hit that lovely download button. You will see a bar pop up. As soon as the green bar goes full, a green download button will pop up. I hit that download button and it will start downloading. Do not pay attention to anything else that opens up. You can go ahead and close any pop-ups that will result. The video itself has saved. So now we've got the links all on a Word document that we can download. And again, not that one. Go ahead and hit File, Save As, and download a copy. So we've got the video downloaded and we've got all our links downloaded. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this again. We've got my 125 32nd Avenue open, and we can go back into my downloads folder, and here we go. We've got my commercial, which we can click on and open up right here.
Located half a block from the world-class
And we've got my Word document. I'm doing good on time. So let's go ahead and copy these over. And boom, everything is set. We have got all of the assets that I need to be able to advertise what I do and what I've done for a specific property. Let's say, all intents and purposes, we are good to go here. Not only is 125 32nd Avenue saved, but everything else for all of my other listings is saved, as well as my listing history, my order history, is also saved. So I can go ahead and close this. We've got my photos. We've got, now you can, I'm going to note, you can come into the listing details. And if you'd like, on that Word document, you can add a space to copy and paste the ad copy itself if you want to save them separately. However, given the fact that you've got the examples made, I feel it's a bit redundant, but it's up to you. Just wanted to note that this is here. You can always go in here, select it all, copy it, and paste it into a Word document of your own. We've got everything we need. All our goodies are good to go. You know, client report, if everything is completed, you can get it saved. Obviously, if you have stuff pending, you're going to want to reach out to your rep, who you can always find at the bottom, your coordinator. But I digress. Again, let's say we've got everything we need saved. We are back on CB Desk, and now we're going back into Office 365 and email and taking that pin out of OneDrive. And the upload process is super easy, because if you've done all of the work of organizing your workflow, so I've got my order history here, and then I've got every single listing I've ever had in Listing Concierge with all of its stuff sub-sorted within it. Everything is now nicely packaged. All I need to do is upload everything in one foul swoop. So all we got to do is click on OneDrive. Now yours might look a little different because it's probably empty. But mine, for example, is linked to my computer. So you will notice it looks like any other file explorer that you'll use on your computer. You've got all your files right here. Anything that you click on will open to view said files. You've got the date in which they were uploaded. Currently, they're being sorted by their name. And if you look at this top row, you've got a few things. You've got obviously where you can change how it's being sorted by. You can change the view. And then on your left-hand side here, you've got your files. You can look at recent things. If you're sharing anything, which you know, if you are working on or with something with someone, you can share folders so people can access things and edit things. But again, that's not essentially what we're here to talk about today. You've got a recycle bin, and then you can add new folders directly in here, as well as new Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, whatever you wanted, directly into this system. And you can upload things directly into the system. You can upload files individually, or you can do what we did, have everything prepped, sorted, and upload the folder all at once. All I got to do is click on folder, select Listing Concierge assets, hit upload, and just like that, all of the assets will start uploading. You'll see a progress bar pop up right here. I can click on it and see everything that is going into the system. And as you can see a few seconds ago, the folder Listing Concierge Assets was created, and everything is going into it. Once it is complete, it will notify you that it is complete, and you will be done. That is it. That is how you save everything off of Listing Concierge, get it nicely organized into a folder, and in one foul swoop, upload it to a cloud storage partner. I will go ahead and stop talking and open up the floor for any questions. Looks like I've just got the two of you through the whole class. Bill has a question. Where is a PDF or slide showing what papers are in the Bang group? Oh, if you reach out to your local FMS or your SSA, they can get you a PDF of that. It is also um, available. Oh God, there's a spot in desk where you can get to it. I'm blanking on it, but if you shoot your FMS or your SSA an email, they can let you know there's a specific spot where you can check all of that and when the publication runs. I think it's called data-based ads. I'm like 90% sure that's correct. It's a tile in CB Desk called data-based ads. I'm going to go ahead and just stop the recording.